Today I'm reviewing a 2004 Ford F250 pickup. This is the first generation model of the F250, introduced to market in 1999, seeing a minor refresh in 2005, and running through the 2007 model year. I really like the exterior styling on the F250 pickup. It's got a really rugged and durable look to it, and it's really stood the test of time very well. If you consider that the F250 was introduced to market in 1999, this first generation model still looks very similar to the modern F250s. So while Ford's continued to progress the design with each new generation of the F250, they've stood very true to this original design, which really speaks volumes about the timeless nature of it. And with the introduction of this F250 back in 1999, it marked the beginning of the F150 and the heavy-duty F-Series pickups having a different design language. So the F150 took on more of a contemporary look, whereas the F250 took on more of a heavy-duty look. And while the F150 has changed dramatically since 1999, again, the F250 has stood much more true to this original look. Now, most of the primary design cues that you see on the F250 were first introduced in the Ford Tonka concept vehicle. Put a clip up of that real quick so you can kind of see how it originally looked in that concept. Obviously this isn't as dramatic as the concept, but it's got some of the same overall design cues, and it's been a really popular design, hence the continuation of the overall look into today's modern F250s. You'll see a few modifications on this truck from stock. It's got revised headlights with the little LEDs. They've got the LED strip down in that front bumper, and so they've removed some of the plastic inserts that go in that front bumper. It's got the side steps and then a set of aftermarket wheels with oversized tires. Truck's also lifted. So a few changes to note from stock. It's got a really nice look to it. The F250 is available in 3 different cab configurations. So you can get a regular cab with just 2 doors and an 8-foot bed. You can get a 2+2 door super cab, or you can get a 4-door crew cab, and both the super cab and crew cab are available with either a 6 3/4 foot bed or an 8-foot bed. And then of course the F250 is also available in rear wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. They've got 3 different trim levels that were offered on this original generation of the F250. They had the base XL model, mid-level XLT package, and then this is the top of the line Lariat package. And there's the Lariat on this emblem here. The top end Lariat added stereo with CD player, leather seats, chrome wheels, keyless entry, security system, power front bench seat, wood trim panels, and a chrome front grille. One of the design cues I really like on the F250 is this driver and front passenger window. How it's got this little cutout. Gives you a little bit better visibility with that mirror, but it just gives the truck a little bit more character. And again, it gives it that more heavy-duty look than you get from a basic pickup. That's the design cue you'll see on a lot of semi-trucks, and so for whatever reason, it just gives it more of a heavy-duty look than what you get from Dodge and GM. Really a fan of that little cue. Compared to the F150, the F250 is a little bit boxier and just a little bit more bold in terms of the overall look. Door handles, bulges in the front hood, front grille. Headlights are substantially larger. And just in general, it's got a much more heavy-duty look than that F150. Goes with the added capability. So looking inside the cabin, given that this is the top of the line Lariat model, you'll see it's got a pretty nice overall level of refinement. Still pretty basic when you compare it with the top end offerings from Dodge and GM from this era, but it's still a pretty nice overall interior. One thing kind of unique about the F250 is they continued it to 2007. The F150 got replaced in 2004. So if you look at the 2004 F150 compared to the 250, the F150 has a much nicer interior, a higher level of refinement, a lot more features and options. On this truck, you'll see we've got some of that wood paneling that you get with the Lariat package. Some nice little cubbies in the driver door for storing items. Got power door locks, power windows, power mirrors. Large towing mirrors with little inset to give you added visibility. Got the leather seats, front bench, so we can seat up to 6. Got power seats that are also heated. You'll see we've got cruise control on the steering wheel. This truck's got an aftermarket stereo. 4-wheel drive can be switched with the use of this button on the fly. Got electric pedals for the driver. So we've also got a trailer brake controller that's been added aftermarket. Cigarette lighter, a little hook here for a garbage bag, cup holders, air conditioning and heating. Some more cup holders in that center console, which is quite large, has a lot of storage space. And then again, this guy can fold up to give you that added seat. You'll see we've got a sunroof up above with sliding feature. See a little computer screen there, or LCD screen. That's got temperature and fuel economy information. Manual dimming rear view mirror. Visors. Definitely pretty basic for a top of the line truck, but it's not terrible. Then you'll see a nice spacious back seat with a lot of space for legroom and headroom. Quick view up front. Center folding armrest with cup holders. Little writing pad here. And then you'll see that the seats flip up in a 60-40 split with the use of this little lever. And then we've got this little tray that folds out, gives you added cargo capacity in the rear if you don't need those seats. So a pretty handy little system. And then using this lever, you can fold that seat back down again. There are a number of different powertrain options offered on this first generation of the F250. This truck has the 5.4 liter Triton V8 with 260 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque, and a 6,900 pound towing capacity. So the F250 looks really heavy duty, it sounds really heavy duty, and it even feels that way when you accelerate. It's got kind of a rumble to it, there's a little bit of a delay with that power delivery, all things that are characteristic of a heavy duty pickup. But the reality is that when you think about the statistics on this vehicle with that 5.4 liter V8, it's got 260 horsepower and it's got a towing capacity of 6,900 pounds. Both of those are pretty well on par with my Toyota Tacoma, so really not all that impressive when you think about it. Obviously, part of that is that since this was introduced back in 1999, the auto segment's changed a lot, so we're seeing way more horsepower in today's modern vehicles, and towing capacities increased substantially. So if you buy a modern F250, it's going to have a crazy amount of towing capacity, but going back to this 2004 with 6,900 pounds, it's really somewhat limited. And so if you're looking to get into a truck and you have a need for towing, you probably want to go with the Power Stroke diesel or consider getting a more modern F250. But if you're looking to get into an F250 because you like the look of it, the more heavy duty nature than what you get with the F150, you don't really need that added towing and payload capacity, then the 5.4 liter V8 may be just the right engine option. Beyond the engine on the F250, I think it's a really competent truck. It's got a really nice feel to it. I love how you're very elevated in the cabin. It's got really good visibility out the windows. You've got those nice large towing mirrors that again give you that really good visibility, especially with the inset. And just in general, it's got a really nice feel to the interior. I do feel like the F250 is lacking in terms of overall features and luxury. If you compare it to GM and Dodge, those trucks come much more heavily loaded. And given this is a 2004 F250, you compare it to the 2004 F150, the F150 has a much nicer interior, way more options and features. And so that's something that was definitely lacking in this original generation of the F250. But again, it's intended to be a heavy duty truck. In general, it's going to be more of a work truck. All of those features and added fluff are not going to be as necessary for a lot of owners. And there's something kind of nice about the basic simplicity of this F250 not being overly full of features and options. So that's a review of the 2004 Ford F250 pickup. Overall, really solid truck that has a lot of benefits. I think my favorite thing about the F250 is the exterior styling. I really like the rugged, durable nature of the look of this truck, and the fact that the modern F-Series heavy-duty pickups still look very similar speaks volumes to the timeless nature of this design. Really is a great looking truck. From a features and luxury standpoint, I don't think the F250 keeps up with GM and Dodge in that department, but if you prefer a truck that has just a basic, simple nature to it and it's going to be a really good, durable work truck, the F250 is definitely an option worth consideration. If you have any comments or questions on the F250, leave them in the section below. For more car and truck reviews, subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, thanks for watching.